Welcome back to another episode of Binge Warmers. We're your hosts, Steven and
Will.
You're not gonna
Will the
dox
Thrill.
talk to yourself.
At Mild Vanilla. Go follow me and subscribe. And
You can't have like multiple plugs for multiple channels.
I've only got one other channel.
I know, but like, how are we gonna thrive?
It's cross promotion. It works.
It doesn't work.
Y'all like me, so you'll like the podcast.
But
That's
if
how it
they
works.
see you at the beginning of an episode promote a second episode, they're gonna be like, "This guy's a hack," and then they'll immediately leave.
We're losing the lead here. We are back for another episode of Ben 10, our classic Ben 10 rewatch.
Yep.
Season 2, episode 1. It's called
No.
Season 2, episode 2.
Yeah, there you go.
What's it called?
I don't know.
The Tick.
The Tick?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Have you seen The Tick, the show?
I don't know.
You've never seen the show The Tick?
Big Tick.
Is that what it's called?
That's big tick energy right there. How did they get away with that one?
I don't know.
Yeah, it
That's
looks like you
pretty
got a
good.
big tick over there.
Hey, damn, forearms.
How did we not know the name? So many jokes were missed in the whole episode while we were watching
It's
this.
a very sexual episode, if we could be frank. If we could
Those
be frank and
aliens
beans.
are incels.
They were yeah, they do kind of like they kind of fill the role of like creepy little minion guys.
Yeah, I don't like them. The yellow guy especially creeped me out.
He had 6 arms?
Yeah, he had 6 arms.
He might have been kind of buggy himself because he was speaking the
And he had
bug's
this
language.
Big, weird head.
And his teeth are kind of like his mouth had like a little mandible kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's first introduction of our favorite alien.
Cannonbolt.
Is he your favorite alien?
No, but I really crave feeling him. I'm telling you, dude.
If y'all haven't seen our first episode, Steven, for whatever reason, he's like, I want to feel him. Like, I want to feel his little belly. I bet it feels like a dolphin.
It does, dude. He rolled out, and I was just like, I need to touch that.
It's a weird thing to need.
I have to put my hand on that texture.
He's a nudie alien. He doesn't have any clothes.
He doesn't. He's like the first one.
Yeah, he's like a trendsetter.
Yeah.
I guess you could argue that Stink Fly isn't wearing clothes, but it looks like
Wildvine
he is.
never gets clothes either.
No, maybe that's all the ones they introduced. Is like, or Ben never set up the clothes function on those aliens. Like the watch was like the first 10 were already pre-programmed to have generic clothes based on the user's clothes, but this one it's like no.
That makes no sense.
I think it does. Am
Honestly,
I wrong?
though, if you think about it, no, I was about to say Upchuck has clothes.
Hold on. So our comment question of the day I want to be is who's your favorite alien outside of the first 10 in this
Based
series?
solely on their clothes.
No, because
Why?
that's gonna be like 2 other aliens. It's gonna be like Blitzwolfer and Mummy Guy, or Ben Victor has clothes, I guess too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He's a little too humanoid not to have clothes.
yeah. Oh, for real. I mean, he's basically just a person.
Yeah.
I don't. He's just like a gross person. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well.
Yeah.
And comment and tell your friends, and also lick my feet. Watched a clip from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and it shows Bowser, and he's like, "Come over here and lick my feet."
Why?
It's just a fetish, probably. A lot of old cartoons get away with just putting in fetishes.
Or big tick.
There you go. There's a little bit of inflation fetish when Ben turns into Cannonbolt.
There is. I was like, Sumo Slammer bends in. You'll have to put the animation on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, the episode is about Ben gets a new alien, and this massive alien tick lands on Earth and wants to suck it dry and destroy the Earth in the process.
There's a good, kind of back at you moment.
We're at Yellowstone as well, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good setting.
Because you see Old Faithful. Looks like a
Old
big
Faithful.
pussball anus thing. Really gross. This whole episode looks really gross.
We mentioned it during the Sick episode, the side effects episode.
Yeah.
I
still think it should be a buggy situation.
a buggy boy, maybe, perhaps. A buggy time for all.
Boogie board.
This animation style just, thrives on being gross.
Yeah.
It's as gross as possible. Max is always eating stuff.
Ugh. He rolls over the log in this episode because Ben
yeah.
wants a cheeseburger, but he can't change for some reason. The Omnitrix is messing up. And Max goes, here, we can just get the lay of the land. And he rolls over a log. There's a bunch of weird worms. And he's like, ooh, this with a tomato basil paste.
Gross.
Ooh, delicious.
Someone on Twitter the other day was talking about Ben 10, and they go, or no, maybe it was Reddit, but somebody said, what's your Ben 10 fan headcanon that you think is 100% true? And one of the guys was like, Max probably thinks Vilgax is he's just trying to hold back on
He's
eating.
trying to make
Vilgax.
calamari out of his beard.
He's like, I bet he's just the whole time they're fighting, he's just his mouth is watering. He's like, oh,
Damn. You finally kill Vilgax, and he's got the Ed, Edd and Eddie moment where you go, Max, do not eat Vilgax. And he goes, hey.
oh.
He goes, I bet you with just the right type of sauce, He'd cook right up.
A tomato basil. He should have just eaten it from the beginning. You remember that, was it Chronicles of Spiderwick?
The Spiderwick Chronicles?
That's what
yeah, they literally had the guy turn into a bird.
Yeah.
Was that Seth Rogen?
Seth Rogen eats him, yeah. He's like, delicious bird.
He's like, I got an ogre. Don't mess with me. He's trying to get another bird.
Dude, I like that movie.
Oh, he tried to eat the griffin at the end. He's
Yes.
like, come here, griffin. I ate an ogre. You ain't nothing.
I bet that they're making a Disney Plus show, I think. Last I heard of it.
The movie was really solid.
I liked it. It had the I Am a Surgeon
It was
kid.
kind of scary.
A little bit. Ben is sort of like acting like he's above it.
Yeah,
And
he
that's-
really wants the cheeseburger.
That's the moral, I think, that doesn't really come through, doesn't really fulfill, is like, Ben, you need to like appreciate the land, and then the land like gets corroded and disgusting. But like they don't really run with that. I think that was probably like in the first draft, and they're like, well, we need to put more action stuff in, and we got to show Ben fighting these aliens, so we're gonna cut out a little bit of the story and some more action and stuff. Which is kind of how the season's going so far, because the last episode we watched had a moral, but it was a lot of action going on.
That's why I think they're throwing morals out the window.
Yeah, I think they're kind of like
People want action.
that's what the show's best foot forward is the action.
Yeah. Want aliens fighting aliens.
They're doing that, and Ben's trying to go accelerate and go find a burger like you were talking about, and that's when he gets upgrade or freaking
Cannonbolt.
Cannonbolt. I almost called him Roly Poly Oly from the other episode.
What a banger show!
Honestly, such a banger.
I loved Roly Poly Oly. That'll be our next show we binge.
No, I put my foot down at Roly Poly Oly.
Okay, it's either Roly Poly Oly or the Sing movies.
Neither. I'll kill myself. There's only 2 Sing movies. I would watch them.
Yeah, so he changes. He's like, woo, 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 and then the watch is like, psych, we get Cannonbolt, which I really like Cannonbolt. He doesn't have the coolest power, but he looks sick. I bet you he feels cool, and his voice is sick as well. Who voices him? Do we know?
Cannonbolt. Fred Tatasciore.
I can't believe I'm a new hero.
His voice is amazing. I love.
wide
It's
one.
very like deep and it's almost dopey, but like
Yeah.
He's
got like
good.
these jagged teeth that doesn't look like he looks like
got
he's
meth
missing
mouth.
a bunch of
Yeah. He's been in a bar fight or something.
Yeah. He's like, "Ooh, what do I do?" Literally does Sam Raimi's like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. He throws his arm out and he goes like boom, ding, ding, like the whole hand thing you see from the first Spider-Man. I thought it was a cool callback. I liked it.
I don't think it was necessarily a callback. It was definitely a reference.
That's what a callback is.
No, if it's in the previous series or like in the previous episode or something, it would be a callback. If it's like a reference or like an allusion to something.
Headaches.
Thank you.
You give me.
You
headaches.
give me headaches, Drake.
You notice they did like a spinoff, like they were trying to do a show about them in the show, and it was stomach aches. Stomach aches. You give me stomach aches. So he tries to like breathe fire, shoot lasers
That's
out
his
of
first
his
thing. He
eyes.
does like his mouth really wide, and his whole face is just like his whole body. Like he's
Yeah.
kind of Kirby in that sense. Like his face is just right here. He's got no neck. It's like Big Ed from 90 Day Fiance.
Just put
Editor.
some mayonnaise on him. That's why he can roll so easily. He's got mayonnaise coating.
That's such a foul visual.
I
Oh my
know.
god. That's all the white is mayonnaise.
Big Ed, no. Don't you do that to
It's
me.
not dolphin
Don't
slippery.
you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Editor, put up a picture of Big Ed and Cannonbolt, and we'll just let everyone decide.
No. No, you can put the pictures up, but there's not mayonnaise on his belly. Okay?
He's in there rolled up, and he's like, "Ooh, little snack." And he,
Say it's. I'd accept like jet puffs.
Ew, that's even worse.
It'd be tastier to snack
It
on.
would be definitely tastier.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't want to
Then
eat
you're-
mayonnaise.
You're like eating your own belly, kind of.
Uh, It goes back into your belly.
I would accept mayonnaise if there's like the yellow is mustard.
No.
Yeah, because then it's like
Now
a
it's
more
even
savory
grosser.
thing.
I'm hating Cannonbolt because of this.
It's
But
like
yeah,
a deviled egg.
What's crazy too is like, ew,
Gross.
it's a reverse deviled egg.
Yeah, how about that? An angel egg, even.
That's so bad.
You know, you come to Binge Warmers for quality content.
And you get this instead.
You get this instead.
That's why you leave.
Thanks for liking and subscribing and commenting, everybody. We love you.
So it's funny though. Every other alien Ben has gotten, he already had a roundabout way of knowing what they do.
I mean, that's suspect.
Why?
Not suspect. That's you're assuming that because
No, you know that.
we only get to see him turn into Heat Blast and Diamond Head for the first time, and maybe Accelerate.
Okay, so all three of those are 100% accurate of what I said. So from that pool, we know I'm correct.
There's 10 aliens,
Okay.
and he's only done 3,
Okay.
so I wouldn't say 100% correct. Like, okay, like which ones would he not have gotten right away?
I don't know. Tell me one thing he wouldn't know how to do.
Ripjaw is pretty self-explanatory. I guess gray matter kind of comes with it. Upgrade might have been kind of like a what do I do with this
When
alien?
we saw him with Upgrade, he knew exactly what to do.
Yeah, because in between episodes,
We're gonna pretend there is no in between episodes because in
there
a
are
summer,
definitely in between
there
episodes.
are 4 seasons.
Yes,
And
it's like
one
Phineas
summer
and
to do
Ferb.
it.
It doesn't matter.
No.
There's
no.
104 days
We
of
don't have
summer
to do that.
vacation.
Nope, we don't have to.
No, there's definitely in between episodes.
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, yes, there definitely is because in Omniverse it goes back in between.
We
it's
don't
like
count
we fill in the
Omniverse.
gaps a little bit.
We don't count that.
Yeah, okay,
Omniverse does not exist.
it really does.
I will die and be dead in the cold ground before I recognize Omniverse in the Benson
It's a good
universe.
show. It's so funny that you don't like it, but the reboot is right there.
No, I
Much
don't like
worse.
either of them.
Omniverse
I
is
just
fine.
love the. I'll
It's
be
fine.
dead in the cold ground before I recognize California as a state. He
He
eventually
kinda
learns how
trips
to
and falls or
yeah,
something.
and then just happens to spin. Which they never discuss how he knows. I'm thinking it's kind of like Toph from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, you can kind of like
sense the
the Earth.
vibrations.
I like
and stuff.
that.
Like
I
he's
like that
got
a lot.
feelers maybe on the outside, like it may be a bristly kind of like armadillo kind of thing on the outside.
Well, it's interesting. What do you think? So, like, he kind of goes really fast while he's in a ball. Do you think it's like a pill, like Vilgax's ball thing, or it just like stays in one spot, or you think it's more like he's flipping? Like
I
his
think
face
he's
is flipping.
I think he's flipping.
Okay, so maybe he can kind of just turn off and concentrate on like his feelers.
Or
like he
you
can,
know, when he does turn and start spinning, the outside two discs on his left and right, they don't move. So it could be like that.
could be. That's an interesting question, I guess. I like the idea that he's sniffing because he doesn't have a nose in his face. So maybe he's like, wow,
So his whole back is a sniffer,
a
a
schnoz.
schnoz.
Maybe like his nose is like the outside panels, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
But I think I like better the explanation of like he's feeling the vibrations through the earth because he's going so quickly.
Yeah. Really cool alien once he learns how to use them.
Yeah. Well, and you were saying earlier like not the coolest powers, but I think like having that's essentially what it is like he's an armadillo or like some sort of animal that can roll up in a ball like a hedgehog or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's up to the next degree, and that's what makes a cool like world buildy type alien. It's like he doesn't have like like Armadillo breaks this for me. Like Armadillo is just like I'm a mechanical suit. Like that's what he is. He's got like a driller suit.
No,
on or something.
NRG is literally a mechanical.
Literally, he comes out of a suit. So I think like just having him be like his body is like an exoskeleton and he can kind of roll up and get into it. It feels more realistic than like 90%, especially in Omniverse. And I know you don't like Omniverse, but I'm not trying to like crap on it. But there's a bunch of aliens.
It's like a steaming heap on it.
There's a bunch of aliens that don't feel like they belong in that world or any kind of world. Like Blocks is just like a Lego man. Like what does that planet look like that they come from? What is like. What do they eat? What is anything about Blocks? He just looks like he doesn't exist. The rest of the aliens, especially in this series, I guess the monster ones are kind of because they're we have monsters here from Earth, so it kind of breaks illusion a little bit.
Kind of went on a rant there.
Kind of did it going around, but do you know what I'm saying? Like it feels
I
authentic,
understand. Yeah,
and it's cool because it has a good power.
I don't
like
know what he feels like, and I hate that.
I think it's a cool power because it feels real. Like that's something that could really exist in the world. And when you put them in Ben's hands, like in a superhero context, it's like, oh yeah, this like biological function is like a really good power.
I feel like a crazy fangirl who just wants to like touch.
Yeah, like Harry Styles is like
hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would just be chasing Ben to be like, turn into Cannonbolt. I need to feel him.
Like a crazy fan stalker kind of thing. I gotta feel your belly, bud.
I will pay you so much money. I will give you my car.
He just wakes up. You're like fiddling with his Omnitrix. You're like, where's the freaking Cannonbolt on this?
Voice activation? Come on.
Cannonbolt! Cannonbolt!
You say it. Put your money where your mouth is.
You do like an AI software. You like get Ben's voice correct. You do Cannonbolt. Anyway, so then at this point, like you hear on the news, like a big
A meteor is coming to Yellowstone.
and it's sort of like Attack the Block. You ever watch that? It's like these little. These are more like small, kind of like ape, like aliens, but they travel around like spores. Like they just travel through. They travel through space like meteors. So they land on the planet, but it's like they don't need a ship or anything. They just kind of come through.
Yeah,
as like a meteor.
it's kind of how a quiet place 2 explains the.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I've seen the first one.
The second one's so good.
Is it a prequel kind of?
No. It's a sequel, but in the beginning it shows the events that lead up to it.
I
Like
would
they're
like
at a
a prequel.
baseball game.
But again, there's not that much. Like, because once they
No,
come,
yeah,
it's like they
once
pretty
they're
much
there,
tear up everything.
Yeah. But they essentially are like the cockroaches of their planet, and they rode in on a meteor or something. And a lot of people were like, if those are the cockroaches, what does the apex predator look like? You know?
Like penis roaches.
Oh, nice. Oh, cockroach. You're so funny.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Remember to like and subscribe.
Big tick energy over here.
Yes.
So the tick, the meteor lands, and they're like, "What is this thing?" And it breaks open its like shell, and it's just a massive tick. It's got little tentacles that go in, its legs come out.
Mm-hmm. Tendrils.
It's gross looking. Ticks in general are gross looking.
I don't like the idea of it. Ticks are arachnids.
I don't know. They're ungodly.
The only tick I like is Joltik from Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna end on that note.
He's the only good tick that I know.
I hate you. What about Tic Tac?
I'm not the hugest fan of Tic Tacs.
I don't really like them that much.
They kind of feel like aquarium gravel. Like you're eating them.
How do
you're
you
like,
know what aquarium gravel tastes like?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Yeah, so the tick shows up, and then out of space also comes this ship with 3 aliens on it.
It looks like a Halo energy sword kind of.
Yeah, it does. It's a cool ship.
I like it.
And they come down on these little floating saucers, and they're like followers of the tick.
Yeah. It's sort of like they're the smallest religion in the universe because there's only 3 followers.
And what's funny is they literally mention that the tick has killed all of their planets.
Yeah, that's
and
sort
they're
of
like, oh, we love this.
like they get sort of weird like enjoyment out of being their planets being destroyed or something. It's bizarre.
Yeah, they liberate because they call it purified. They purified our
But it just
planet.
destroys the planet.
Yeah, it just eats it.
Unless
goes
their
away.
planet was like super duper bad off and they were like wishing for the planet's destruction anyway.
But it doesn't purify it.
Like,
If there's
I mean,
nothing left, it's not purified. Yeah, so the aliens show up. They actually look at Cannonbolt and they go, "Oh, you're a such and such species.
Yeah.
Yeah, your planet got wiped out last week. You know?
They go, you're pretty far from home. You can't go back.
Yeah,
like,
you know, you're trapped here.
they're so very casual about
Yeah.
the fact that his planet is destroyed.
And then the 6-armed one is like, I can communicate with the tick.
The little twinkle.
And both of us don't believe it.
Yeah, I think it's just a tick. I think it's just a random gross bug that's flying through space, like a Galactus, like a force of nature.
And he could have been the first one, so when he introduces the others, he's like, I can communicate with it.
I do like that he's a little bit buggy though, so maybe he can kind of convince people. He's like, I'm sort of buggy. He's sort of buggy.
He's a creepy looking dude.
Oh yeah, he's very like weaselly.
Yeah.
He's like a weaselly kind of guy, and the other one's more like, I guess he's more smart.
The other one gives me Squidward vibes.
I can get that, or like the guy they call Squidward in Infinity War.
Oh, yeah.
The Maw.
Maw. Yeah,
Something.
Ebony Maw.
Isn't it funny we know that character's name?
Yeah.
I bet if you went up to anyone on the street and you're like, what's this character's name? They'll be like, Squidward.
Squidward. I'm Squidward.
You can't all be Squidward.
Yeah, so...
Then we got the muscle. The other guy's got like a big axe.
he's just got an axe. He's swinging it and
The
stuff.
barbarian class kind of guy.
Yeah.
And he's got
Stupid.
this, like, very try-hard voice.
They're kind of stuck-up snobs, even though literally like they do nothing but worship this guy. But
They're
because
kind
they
of-
worship, they think they're better than others.
They're kind of strong. Ben Ben turns back into well, they kind of knock him away as Cannonbolt. I
Yeah.
guess Cannonbolt tries to attack the tick. It doesn't
And
really
then
work.
the axe guy just hits him.
Yeah, and he hits like a baseball bat. He's
Yeah.
just like bong, and then Ben goes flying for like in the forest. I guess they go look for him. Grandpa and Gwen go look for him, and he kind of like tackles him back into the cave.
Yeah, no way they didn't get just destroyed on impact.
I don't know. Maybe he knew to slow up a little bit. Maybe he
Yeah.
can change speed and air. Who knows? He can
Could
kind of
be.
like a reverse.
That would be
shred.
interesting.
Who knows how he works? I like how he works.
Not the creators.
Not us.
Oh, I wonder if they know what he feels like.
I bet they do.
Where's Man of Action? I need to message him.
The one guy,
The one guy.
the man of action.
Action.
So then we kind of get this extended sequence. The rest of the episode is just like them trying to get to the tick and the 3 guys kind of warding them off.
Yeah, and you see, like, as the tick is sucking the energy, like, everything is turning gross. Like, these weird tentacle monster things are coming out of the earth. Everything's going gray and, like, barren.
There's the tentacles try to like wrap up Gwen and Grandpa and Ben, and then eventually, like it's like one of our like cliffhangers as we go to break. It's like, no, they're getting sucked in the bird, and then
Yeah.
like eventually, like he just slams and turns into Stinkfly.
Yeah, flies them away.
Yeah, so it's one of those like it's like a faux
Yeah.
cliffhanger.
And it's like the earth is, like, dying, but it's still trying to kill you. And it's like, bro, we're trying to help you, dog, you know?
Come on, man.
What's with these tentacles?
Come on, fat.
Some of it doesn't make sense. Like, why are there weird animalistic tentacles?
It's part of the tick, I think.
Oh, you think like a defense mechanism?
Yeah. Well, the tick has like tendrils that creep down in the earth.
Yeah, so you think it multiplied and...
There's a cute character detail with one of the aliens where he's like, I'll show you what's about to happen. And then he's like about to do it. Like he's about to show like a projection, and then the tough guy's like, not the audio visual thing.
Yeah,
again.
and he just glares at him.
Yeah, it was very like, how many times have they done this? Like,
Yeah.
how many planets have they destroyed? It's very like like their
Yeah,
buddies
he's like,
kind
I'm
of.
so tired of hearing this exposition, bro. I mean, if they're doing one a week,
Yeah.
because last week he did another one. How fast is that tick moving through space?
How hungry is it got to be?
Right?
Also, it gets bigger whenever it goes through.
But then it goes small again when it goes to another planet.
It must take a lot of energy to like get to another planet or something.
Yeah, but
Okay, and this is another question too. Can Ben turn into the tick?
remember you said there was that one person on YouTube who put it as
Yeah.
a forbidden alien.
The forbidden transformations.
I'm assuming yes, if he did it correctly, he could get that power. But
Yeah.
why would you?
Here's the.
Well, how sentient in it? Didn't you?
That's
say
what I
that-
was gonna say. It depends on how sentient it is. Like if
Because
the-
if the guy can't communicate with it, it's a
Right.
mindless animal.
that would be a great way to figure out if the guy could actually talk
Yeah.
to the tick or not. But if not, he's just it's like a predator. Like there's in Omniverse there's predators and there's like the sentient ones.
Mm-hmm.
So like all the predators are pretty mindless, and like a little dog has like the Anatrix or something like that, the Predatrix, something I forget the name of it. But the guys, it's like a hunter has this dog, and he can turn his dog into different predators to attack the
Oh.
aliens.
That's wild.
It's pretty good.
Maybe.
I got him, boys. Let's
I'm
go.
still not watching it.
We'll get you there. We'll get you. Eventually, we'll get you. They always come around.
So yeah, after that, Ben flies back, and they're like, "We have to stop this thing."
he goes, I'm gonna goop it up.
Yeah, what is Snakefly gonna do?
It's like one of the maybe not the worst alien. Like gray matter's not got much going on
Yeah.
there. But yeah, definitely not stinkfly.
No,
Anyway, so they
he's less useful than gray matter in this point.
yeah. Well,
You notice he didn't even turn into gray matter.
I noticed.
Yeah,
he
because
he could have done something. Maybe he could have like gotten on the ship and like gotten something with gray matter.
Yeah,
That would have been the play, I think,
yeah.
ultimately.
or crawled into him through the pus balls.
Ugh.
But yeah, so Ben goes through this whole like montage where he turns into every animal or every alien.
Well, no, you're missing key details. You're missing when he turns into stinkfly and goops up the one guy, and then he steals his board because he turns back.
Oh
into,
yeah.
He turns back into Ben, like a mile up.
Yeah, he's like falling
he
down.
falls, and then he just like
He knocks that weird yellow six-armed alien off
The
his
pervy
hoverboard.
one.
Yeah,
one of the pervy ones.
yeah.
He's all like rubbing up on the tick. He's like, "Oh, the great
Yeah, ugh.
destroyer."
I hate that you said rubbing up on because that's exactly
He
what
is rubbing up
yeah.
on like
He's like caressing.
like
and
a
stuff.
a grease junkie would like get up on his car and be like, "Yeah, baby, purr for me." Moving on. Anyway, so yeah, they knock off one of the guys, and then I guess they chase the other two off for a minute.
No. See, because he's on it, and they're chasing on either side of him.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because the one guy has a weapon, so he's getting ready to sling it, and then Ben looks at the other guy. The other guy has no weapon, so he just goes and stares at, like glares at him.
He's got like a vision beam.
Yeah,
that,
he
like, shoots
later
out of
gets
his
like a
head.
vision beam. Him and the weird
Small,
guy. Yeah.
the Twinkie guy.
I wish they would have said their names because like we
wouldn't
don't
have
get
remembered.
names.
Yeah, unless they were like John and Billy Bob.
Yeah.
I am Orthodox Chameleon.
And I am Billy Bob. That's a missed opportunity. They should have done that.
They should have done that. That would have been a good like rule
Yeah.
free.
So then they're like chasing them. They land over by or they fly over Old Faithful, but Old Faithful looks like a little pus sack
That's right.
zit thing. It's real gross.
The buggy guy, he goes, he's like, the great one wants us to go see the
purification.
purificate. It's like, I don't think so. I think
No.
you want to go see
yeah,
it, bro.
you weird demented freak, you. So Ben like starts. He's playing chicken with them essentially. He's flying all straight down on it,
Yeah.
and they're following. And he pulls up last second, flies back up, and they just crash it.
And the gross pussy old
Ugh.
faithful.
So they're all three knocked out
I
for a
said
while.
pussy, and I didn't mean it to sound like that.
That's what the guy said. He said pus.
I know, but I said pussish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, now I get it. If you went instead of
Yeah,
it's bad, demonetized.
Demonetized.
We're
No
gonna
more
get so
kids
much
can
money
watch
on
this.
channel.
Like about 0 cents a week.
Yeah.
It costs money to put this shit up. Anyway.
So while they're incapacitated, Ben's like, I'm taking out this tick. And so he switches to every single alien.
Honestly, it's a fun transition.
It really
It's
is,
like-
because he gets his ass kicked 9 times.
yeah, he's my favorite one is Ghost Tree because he just like
Yeah, he just-
he just flashes him like, what is that gonna do?
Is that going to make you leave? Oh, you're turned on now? Well, this is not exactly what I want.
Yeah, the guy's rubbing up on him. Yeah, do more of that.
He likes that.
Why didn't he? Okay, because his eventual plan is to go inside the tick and like bounce around as Cannonbolt. Why didn't he just like phase into him as Ghost Freak?
That's a good point.
I guess he didn't think about the Jonah method.
How do you think? You have two options: tentacles or phase into them.
You've only got
and
two
do
things.
something.
Yeah, you can do
And your thought is tentacles.
tentacles probably.
Tentacles for sure.
And like you got 10 minutes as Ghost Freak, so he just did the tentacles. It didn't work, and he was probably like, okay.
Well, I gotta wait for this thing to recharge.
He's like, well, we gotta sit here.
Yeah.
It took him a long time to get back the
Yeah.
other two aliens, because I mean he transformed into at least 9 aliens.
at 10 minutes a pop. That's 90 minutes.
So I don't know, man. It's
how
just,
how often does Old Faithful go off?
I don't know.
Maybe it's around that time, and Old Faithful will just spat him back out.
They kind of were stuck in it though. It was
Yeah.
like glue. So
I
it
think
probably
they got
took 'em a
out
long
because
time.
they got shot out.
Oh, interesting.
Because I'm saying Old Faithful is like every so long.
Yeah,
Editor
yeah.
will put it up on there.
Oh my. Okay. Of course he will. He likes doing it.
It's part of the show, dude. What do you want?
Anyway,
They want to know.
That's fair. I kind of want to know too. I guess we'll figure out later.
Yeah.
So
So he's like, oh, I can't do it.
yeah.
And the aliens come back at that point.
Yeah, they come back and then they're just like the tick starts growing bigger, like his shell
Yeah.
starts popping off,
Mm-hmm.
and then
it
he
gets
starts
even grosser.
He starts like pussing, like they say he's got pus, like oh he's so big and gross and he's got pus.
Yeah, and they say it so lovingly.
Yeah, it's
Ugh,
pretty gross.
creeps me out, man.
It looks like it would
Gross episode.
smell really bad,
And there's like multiple colors. It's like pink and blue and green and
kind of like Yellowstone, like some of the little natural geyser places are green and blue and stuff.
not that consistency though.
No, it's more goopy, like puddingy consistency.
Stop! I love pudding.
I love pudding.
Putting my dick in your mouth. Yeah, so then they start giving them sponges, right?
Yeah, they like you need to clean them off because he needs to. I don't. Yeah, what's the
Why?
There's a whole like list of like why are they doing this? I think they just
I
wanted
think they're just creating, like it's their religion, right? So they're creating things
maybe
to do in their
yeah.
religion, you
Maybe
know?
so. Like we're gonna like, but again, if the tick can talk to the guy, maybe he's like, I don't like being gross. You need to clean
Yeah, I
me
feel
off.
like it's like you're sweaty. you
Also,
know?
did they have to like clean them off the other times? No one else was there to help clean them off.
They probably, if they've given the story to everybody, they've probably made people do it at the same
Yeah,
time.
but they're cleaning them off. There's just so much goo. It's just like
not doing anything.
it's like rubbing an eraser on like another eraser.
Yeah.
it's nothing.
And Gwen gets like, she calls it alien lice. It's like little
Yeah.
tiny little
Little
things
boogies.
crawling all over. Disgusting. Ugh.
Disgusting.
Heebie-jeebies. There is a moment at the beginning of the episode where she cracks a joke about how Ben hasn't showered in 3 days, and he goes, "It's actually been 4
He's Cannonbolt.
and counting." And that's just like I like throughout this whole episode, like the stinkier and grosser he gets, I'm like, and he was already disgusting. He's a
Yeah.
10-year-old who hasn't bathed in 4 days.
Yeah.
Grandpa Max, what are you doing?
Yeah. He's not watching his grandkid. Truly.
Yeah.
Well, and two, he turns into Stinkfly, and she goes, "We need underarm deodorant for
Yeah.
these stinky pits." And he goes, "Shut up."
He's like, a little ungrateful, aren't you?
I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically where the tick starts sucking in like Kirby.
Yeah.
He just starts.
And his shell's breaking off even more at this point. Like
Yeah.
even more of him. He's getting so big.
Mm-hmm. And then this is where Grandpa Max and Gwen can like take the bits of shell that are broken off and kind of reflect the aliens' beams.
Yeah, which is really cool. I like it. It's a cool aesthetic.
It's like a minute or two sequence of just like them running around and like the Earth is like deteriorating around
Yeah.
them. And
Like the
they're
Earth looks fucked up at this
Oh, it's
point.
bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Like touching it looks like it just crumbled.
yeah, well, it does. I mean, and then Ben's getting sucked up, and he's like, "I got to do something." He turns to Cannonbolt, and I guess he wanted to. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yes,
He's like, it actually worked this time.
yeah.
And
It's sort of like a Guardians of the Galaxy 2 thing where he's like, "I can't beat him from the outside. I'm going inside."
Oh my god,
Even though that
was
doesn't
so
work in that-
awesome. He's over there. Just, oh!
But Ben is like, he's tearing this thing up from
Yeah,
the
bro.
inside.
Dude, it's so gory. He's going through the heart,
He goes
breaking
through
a
its
rib
heart.
cage.
I wonder if like the Cartoon Network or the censors are just like, "Yeah, it's a bug. Who cares?"
Yeah.
That's not.
But
very
dude,
gross.
it looked brutal.
It was
looked like he was going through a
disgusting.
brain at one point.
Yeah, and like it just explodes the whole thing like
Yeah.
a big geyser.
And you just see like rib cage on either side. That's all that's left.
Yeah.
Everything else is blown up. There's gunk everywhere.
It's pretty gross.
And the aliens, they look at Ben, and you think for a second, oh, they're gonna be mad, and then they go, "The new master. He's the new master. He killed the guy."
And then he turns back into Ben, and they're just like,
Ew.
"Okay," and they're like,
Ew.
"Yeah, they're like, oh, you're like a human."
You're an underdeveloped human.
And they're like, and they just go, they leave.
Yeah.
It's like, how racist can you
Yeah.
get,
What
bro?
the fuck? So what are they gonna do for the rest of their life?
You guys are gonna go suck each other off or something.
Something. I mean, because if you think about it, their whole life was dedicated to this thing. It's gone. They have no planets.
Also, is that the only tick available? Like, is that the only tick
There's
ever?
got to be another race. They may go
Something.
find another one.
Ooh, this is a good like sequel episode that doesn't happen because this
Never
is a
happened.
freaking gross episode.
Please don't make another one.
Honestly, whenever I got to this episode, my rewatches, I'm like, I kind of want to skip it.
Yeah,
it's like,
but it's Cannonbolt's debut.
it's Cannonbolt's debut, but like
Call him Dolphin Boy.
dolphin flap, dolphin belly. But yeah, I like this episode. I like this episode for Cannonbolt. I don't like this episode for how gross it is. It does feel like it's a lot of just like time kind of wasted.
Yeah, this definitely. If there's a filler episode, this is one of them.
Well,
Even though you get Cannonbolt.
You get Cannonbolt. I mean, it's not like a wasted episode. It's just that.
Oh, we didn't even talk about it. They leave, right? The aliens leave. And it's literally like a dream. You're waking up from a dream. It's got the ripples,
yeah.
and the whole world turns back to
so
normal.
freaking lazy.
Yeah, that's
So
not how this works
lazy.
at all.
I thought this was the episode. I think it's the Ghost Freak episode. Whenever Ghost Freak blocks out the sun,
Yeah.
and like all the people get corroded and gross. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I thought it was this episode, but I think it is the Ghost Freak episode.
Yeah, it is.
So I
the
remember
Ghost Freak.
thinking,
That's in season 3.
yes, it's like whenever he finally blocks
It's
out
like
the sun, like he
close to
wants
the
to.
season finale, if not the season finale.
Yeah, I think you're right. Anyway, but that's so like I remember it all going back to normal like perfectly at the end, but I thought it was like all the people were also corroded. But no, imagine like this had to have been going on everywhere, like in the world, right?
Maybe, or maybe it's like an epicenter thing. You
Maybe.
only notice it in Yellowstone, but like the whole world is.
It only lasted for a couple hours anyway, because then it got just
Yeah.
it magically got rippled back to normal.
The
Maybe-
ripple thing.
maybe the
it's a
ticks-
kids show, but it's a ripple.
It looked like it was like a dream sequence or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
And Grandpa Max goes, something tells me everything's already going back to normal.
I bet you the animators were like, whatever, dude, just
Yeah.
fix it, just whatever.
Because you notice too, we talk about how some things like the season finale of season 1, the rust bucket,
Oh
it's completely trashed.
Yeah.
And then literally, supposedly, like 30 minutes later, episode 1 of season 2, they're driving away from Mount Rushmore with a fully fixed RV.
No,
Yeah.
there's time in between the episodes.
No, he's telling them the story. They're literally leaving Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, but he's also like fixing. He's probably fixed up the rust bucket before he told them.
No.
Also, they're
dude.
at Mount Rushmore with all this plumber tech. It probably wouldn't take him that long to fix. Also, Ben can do upgrade, and he can do accelerate, and he can do gray matter.
We talked about in the past episode how the events of this episode happen minutes after season 1.
But I'm
finale.
saying it's
so
not.
you can't go back and say it didn't.
No. Okay, I mean, it happened right after, but like I'm saying, it's not unbelievable to think that he either utilized upgrade or gray matter or accelerate to help fix the rust bucket lickety quick.
Yeah, it is unbelievable.
So this is Ben 10 episode called
No,
A
there was
Big
other
Check.
stuff to talk about.
What else do you want to talk about with Ben 10?
I think that may actually wrap the episode, doesn't it?
Like I said, there's not really much going on.
Oh yeah, Ben was like, I'm due for a bit of relaxation.
Yeah.
I don't know why he has to do it, but they
It's 'cause
literally
he-
make him clean up the entire rust bucket that's covered in tick goo.
I was gonna say it's because he almost destroyed the world, but that wasn't anything. He saved the world.
Yeah, he saved the world single-handedly.
It should be one of the other two.
Yeah, like
fixing it.
Max and Gwen did nothing.
Yeah, it was. I think it was just a goofy like, I can relax. And then they just slam cut to him
Yeah,
having to
he's like,
clean
me
up.
and my big mouth.
Maybe it's because he's dirty, because he's gross.
Oh yeah, he
hadn't
needs
showered.
a shower. Oh, 4 days, shower. Come on, and
Come on,
10-year-old dude. Whew,
Yeah,
all
stinky.
stink.
Well, you don't really get puberty smell until like.
Oh no, you do, especially as rowdy and rambunctious as Ben is. You
Oh,
know he's
sure.
all up in some crazy.
Well, especially after the alien tick goo got
Yeah.
all over him and stuff.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Yeah, that's all I got really. Like I said, there's not much to really
that
talk
wasn't
about.
a crazy episode. It was cool. Really, the only reason this episode sells me is because you get Cannonbolt.
This is one of the times that the Earth is really in danger, and
yeah,
Ben stops it.
but you don't feel it. You know?
Because I guess Vilgax already planned to destroy the Earth once,
Yeah.
not 3 episodes ago. That felt a lot more like
Yeah.
like weighty. It felt
Yeah.
like more meat to it. The tick is just
Maybe if
kind
the
of like
aliens were more personable.
they're funny.
They
I like
creep
the
me
aliens.
out more than anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. I like their designs though. They all seem very like authentic.
Yeah.
You know, like Ben could turn into any one of these aliens
Yeah.
if he wanted to.
Yeah.
If he got the scanning ability.
Yeah.
But I do like. We can talk about this a little bit. I do like how Ben just randomly unlocks aliens in these episodes.
Yeah, that is a lot better than just
Because every time you see, I'm thinking about Ultimate Alien, where like there's the alien that can like go invisible, like the lizard one. I think he's
Yeah, I
name's
like that one.
Overkill. Or,
yeah. He's introduced with the Forever Night storyline.
yeah, he's like in Area
'Cause
51.
Yeah, he breaks out of the big seal.
Mhm. And like Ben's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just scan him real quick. It's like, oh, I got him. It's like, okay, cool. But like, I just miss the times where like he's fighting mushrooms and he gets a plant guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's so much cooler when you get an alien.
Yeah, it
Because
just feels
it's like
earned.
a discovery for him and you as
Yeah.
a viewer. like that was one of the cool things about the launch of Ben 10 Alien
Mm-hmm.
Force. You get a slew of new aliens, and you get to see him discover them with you.
It is. I do love getting the new like roster, and that's sort of like I've been kind of trying to watch the reboot. I've only been like 5 or 6 episodes in because it's hard to watch.
It's hard to watch.
It's for kids. It's a kids show, so I'm not the audience clearly, and I'm not the audience for this. But I watched this as a kid, so that makes me more qualified to watch this series.
We're qualified.
So anyway, like I'd love seeing his new aliens. Like he has a little water hazard kind of guy,
Yeah.
and he's called like I think he might be called no water hazard's the other
Water
one.
Hazard is a legit guy.
He's like the ultimate alien guy.
Yeah.
This one's called like water shock or aqua shock or I don't know.
He's got water electric powers, I'm assuming.
No, he's just like a water guy,
Oh.
a hydro pump kind of guy.
Hydro cannon. Way cooler.
See, I don't even know his name. Like that should. I mean, I haven't watched as much of it, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you his name. They were kind of replace him for Ripjaws.
But that's the thing is just discovering the alien with Ben is just way cooler than let me scan complete. Okay, cool, guys, you want to see this?
But I do like because when he turns into Overkill or that's not his name, is it?
I don't know his name.
I remember that's the episode where he's like that's Overkill, and he's like, no, I don't have an alien called Overkill yet. And then he gets that alien, and he's like, Overkill. But I think he's called Chameleon or can't like Camo Alien or
Can't alien.
can't. Anyway, so off topic, but yeah, I mean it stands to reason because after like the monster episode,
Yeah.
like all the monsters get scanned with the.
The monsters are so cool though too.
Yeah, I wish they did more with them. I know we keep
really
saying
do.
that.
We talk about that a lot. We'll probably talk about it a lot when we get to those episodes because
Yeah.
they're just so cool.
It's the
You
toy
never see 'em.
sales.
Yeah. Toy sales, man.
They didn't sell very
sales.
much toys.
So we blame the children for not one. The parents.
Well, we didn't buy them.
Maybe we couldn't afford them.
Yeah, I love those memes where it's like, my dumbass at 8 years old was buying Legos and whatever instead of buying real estate.
Yeah. My greatest financial failure is not buying real estate in the 2008 crash.
Dude, it's so true. Because now I'm like, come on. Like, you're like the little stick. You're like, come on, crash. Like, I need to buy a house. Come on.
Well, I'm buying a house currently, so I don't need it to crash.
No, I would love it to crash. Anyway.
Yeah, but that is the episode. A little light one this week, but still good
It's fine.
nonetheless.
Yeah, it's we got to have some light ones to get
Some
some more heavy
downtime,
ones.
yeah. Because next episode, stay tuned. It's going to be called Framed is the episode. We get Kevin Leben back.
Kevin Leben
He has
return.
fully mastered his powers, and they look sick.
Well, he does, and then he kind of backfires on him.
Yeah. But when we see him, he's kind of in his prime.
This is his prime when we see the next time, and then we
Yeah.
see him kind of like monster
Mongoloid.
combined form, kind of.
Yeah. What's the guy's sloth?
From the Goonies.
Yeah. He is that guy.
I can see it.
He's that guy, pal. Yeah, so tune in next week. We will see you then for that.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
You said that like 4 times.
I want them to like and subscribe. Sue me.